Welcome to the Occupational Safety Leadership Podcast, episode number 201. And in today's episode, we're going to sit down and do a little journey into incident investigations. And I think the first one I want to cover is a incident investigation kit. I mean, is this something that we should really have going? To me, the answer is yes. And a couple of things that I like to have ready to go and pre-staged because when an accident happens, it's already pretty high stress, pretty high anxiety out there. So the last thing we want to do is to open up the computer, print off a couple of forms, try and figure out any maps we need and that kind of stuff. So let's just kind of look at the things that we may need. And of course, this is going to be a catch-all episode. This is not going to be a everybody should have this at all times, regardless of where you work. Like all things, you tailor it for what you have, your environment, your company, your needs, all that good stuff. So let's just look at a couple of the things that maybe we should think about having set and ready to go. First thing is going to be a set of PPE. You know, I know that we like to think, oh, we always have our hard hat with us. We're always wearing the steel toe boots. But are we always inside the office? Is everything always really ready to go then? So I like to have a kit with just that stuff in it, a first aid kit, and things like pH strips, depending on what the incident is. We're ready to go. Other things, incident forms, any kind of witness forms, you know, pens, paper, clipboards. I know that nowadays we do a lot of electronic things and all that, and not like that's not good, but there's just literally times where it's just hard with one laptop to say, everybody wait in line, your turn will come, and then I want you to do this. So for me, I found it's just better to have these ready to go. Now, luckily, I haven't had that many incidents that I'm just struggling with what am I going to do for this stuff. I like to also have a clipboard. If you're asking folks to fill out something, they need some form of a flat surface, help them out. And with that, of course, we want to take things like, pens and all that good stuff too then. I like to have some measuring tape, rulers, all that kind of stuff too. Danger and caution tape. So, in a ideal world, you get there at a time where the scene is as fresh as it can be, but there might be a time where you're literally traveling from point A to point B. Um, so you want to be ready for that stuff. And if you can bring a camera and lighting equipment, and many times we have cell phones and all that good stuff. But like all things, you want to check your company policy out there. There's a lot of companies that you cannot film anything for any reason out there. I like to think we're smart enough that we can say, but this is to benefit the company, to benefit the person. We want to get the person back up. We want to investigate this incident. We want to make sure it doesn't happen again. But like all things, check the company policy first. Make sure that you don't think you're doing a good thing, and then you find out that later on it was not a good thing. A couple of other things I've used at specialty chemical plants I've worked at. Bring a calibrated atmospheric meter, kind of ready to go. And again, it depends on the chemicals and the atmosphere, all that kind of stuff. Then um, a ladder, as funny as it sounds, not that I had this gigantic ladder and all that good stuff, but I did have like a little step stool. I made sure that I knew where ladders were over in the workplace. Um, and any maps and SOPs and all that kind of stuff, then if you work at a stationary plant, you're probably going to know that plant like the back of your hand, of course. But if you're traveling from point A to point B, you might be brought in as a incident that happened at a site you've never been to before. So do what you can to get yourself prepped beforehand and ready to go and all that stuff then. And then for SOPs, of course, we're not looking at these. We're not finger pointing. We're not trying to place blame on anybody, but we're just trying to figure out where the breakdown happened, And in episodes after this, of course, we'll sit down and talk about root cause and causal factors and really the reason why somebody would go against any training or SOPs. It's because they've seen that it pays off, and that's just something for future episodes and all that. Today we're just literally talking about a kit, you know. So that's it for today's episode. I just wanted to sit down and talk about having a kit ready to go. And of course, it doesn't always mean that it needs to be in a like I used to have a tackle box for fishing stuff. Everything was already in there. I had the forms, the paper, the pen, the measuring tape. Everything was set and ready to go. It was easy to grab, has a handle, all that good stuff then too. So, but the big thing to take away from this is not to sit down and follow things as a checklist. Come up with what's going to work for you, and then make sure that you're ready to go at your own place. Uh, and the key, of course, is that we're doing this so that we're helping the people, we're helping the company, we're making things better out there. So, and with that, episode number 201 is complete. I want to thank you for joining me. Today we talked about an incident investigation kit. Thank you, and have a safe day.